Your guide to proper wine storage. This interactive presentation is intended to be a guide that will get you through the hidden secret paths leading to the fairyland called proper wine cellaring. Before you begin thinking about the racking of your cellar, you need to prepare your room to maintain the ideal environmental conditions for your precious investment. Achieving and maintaining these conditions will allow for proper development of your favorite wines and champagnes. By paying attention to details now, the enjoyment of your wine will be maximized and your investment will be protected far into the future. Ideal wine cellar conditions. The industry recommends an average temperature of 55 degrees Fahrenheit for proper wine storage. A temperature of 65 degrees or more will have a negative effect and quickly age your wine. Temperatures below 55 degrees will slow down the aging process. Cooler temperatures are only recommended just before serving. The ideal humidity of your wine cellar should be 60 to 70%, but anything over 50% is acceptable. Higher humidity, 80% or more, may cause mold to form on corks and bottles. Too low will crack the corks. In addition, ideal long-term wine storage should avoid heat, direct light, and vibration. Having VinoTemp's WineMate cooling unit provides an ideal environment for your wine collection by controlling the temperature and humidity of your wine room. It will surely make the process of wine storage and collecting even more enjoyable and safer. Choosing a wine cellar location. The best location for a wine cellar is below ground level in a basement. The reason for that is the temperature is generally cooler and more humid conditions already exist. A corner of a basement with the two exterior walls and free of windows is ideal. Wine cellars built above ground, where basements do not exist, simply require special attention and materials to properly insulate and seal the room thoroughly. One of the most important factors in choosing a wine cellar location is deciding on the type and location of a cooling system. Most WineMate cooling units are installed through a wall and exhaust into an adjacent interior room that is at least equal in size to the wine cellar. The ambient temperature of the intended vending area should not be higher than 85 degrees Fahrenheit for proper operation of the cooling unit. Other cooling unit options, such as split systems and ducted units, are available and may require installation by certified HVAC contractors. Please feel free to contact VinoTemp International Customer Service to discuss your environmental control options prior to building your wine room. Choosing proper cooling unit. There are three main types of refrigeration units available at VinoTemp. The standard self-contained units can be vented through your cellar wall to the outside or to an adjacent room. There are also split cooling systems, which work like central air conditioning. The condenser is installed outside your home or in another location and is connected via a copper pipeline to the evaporator in your cellar. Just like central heating, ducted cooling systems use a network of insulated ducts to carry cool air to your wine cellar. To choose the proper cooling unit, you must calculate the cubic area of your room, multiply length times width times height. The specification chart, which can be easily found at our website, vinotemp.com, will provide information on the unit's room cooling capacity. There are circumstances in which a cellar design may require a larger unit due to some existing design restrictions. In such a case, we recommend that the customer consider purchasing a unit with a larger capacity to compensate for the design limitations. Issues such as glass doors, concrete walls and floors may seem adequate, but do not offer the insulation capacity required to maintain the optimum environment. Wall and ceiling framing. Build wine cellar walls using standard 2x4 or 2x6 construction methods and ceiling joints following the guidelines of local and state codes in your area. The general rule for a cellar is the thicker the walls, the better the insulation factor, the better the cellar remains at a consistent temperature. Vapor barrier. A vapor barrier is critical in controlling the humidity of your wine cellar. The ideal humidity of your wine cellar will be greater than that of the rest of your home. A vapor barrier separates the two conditions and keeps the higher humidity from flowing out of the room. It also prevents warm and moist air in high temperature and humidity areas from entering the room, eliminating excess condensation and build-up from the cooling unit. A 6 mm polyplastic sold in rolls or sheets should be stapled over the studs before the insulation is applied. Insulation. It is very important that all walls and ceiling be insulated to keep the cellar temperature as consistent as possible during the summer and winter months. The interior walls of your wine cellar should be insulated with a minimum of R13 and preferably R19 insulation. If you live in areas of very high summer temperatures or very low winter temperatures, we recommend that you insulate with R19 minimum and R30 where your framing allows. Ceilings should be insulated to a minimum of R19. Concrete walls and floors should be sealed with a sealant such as Drylock to seal all cracks. We also recommend using green board for the interior wall. Door. In selecting a door for your wine cellar, please choose an exterior grade door or one of our custom doors. All doors should be completely sealed to prevent loss of cooling and/or infiltration of warm air that will cause condensation. One of the most common problems with cooling units running continually is due to not sealing the door properly. In cases where glass doors are used and the room size is close to the recommended unit size, the next larger size winemate should be used. This will compensate for the insulation loss due to the insufficient door. At Vinotemp we use a magnetic refrigeration type seal to ensure the door is perfectly sealed and does not allow air leak.